Hi, it's Alice over at Activate Nerd Mode. So this week, the Steam Powered Giraffe fandom was challenged to do an original creation. So, obviously I roboted myself again, but this is not a fan bot. This is a robot that I've been dealing with for several different projects over the past couple of years. Maybe about 4 or 5 years. I haven't found a good fit for her. I only just realized that she's made out of steel. So obviously she's not like a character I've really set in stone yet. Right now, she's the main character in a steampunky speculative fiction robot-y film. That doesn't have a title yet, but she is actually a hybrid. For the majority of the film, she's got a robotic left arm, and it's got an interface, some wiring that goes up into her brain so it can function as an actual arm. It's set in the late 1890s, so her dad, who did this for her, was clearly a genius, but it's, you know, it's steampunk, so there are other people building robots too. I mean, he's the leading mind in robotechnics, or robotics. I haven't quite decided on the term. But she, Ratchet, whose human name is Elizabeth, is the first successful hybrid. There's been other not quite so successful hybrids who end up being dead, unfortunately. So for the majority of the film, she's a hybrid who dresses up as a robot because she'd rather live with them, because she thinks the bots are better people. So she, you know, fakes the death of her human self and then activates her robot self, and at one point she builds an actual robot body for Ratchet because she's decided, you know, I should just go back to being Elizabeth. It's a lot easier. You know, my friends won't hate me because I'll not be lying to them anymore. And so she builds Ratchet an actual body because she's going to activate Ratchet and give her her own life. But at the end, because there's this whole thing with her dad's rival wanting the hybrid tech so he can make a profit or whatever, there's this battle, and things explode, including part of the house, and part of the big house falls on Ratchet and squishes her. And now that I think about it, I think I've killed 3 of my main characters that way. I need to stop doing that, but that's how my brain works, so, you know, welcome to my world. It's a little morbid over here, but, you know, it's kind of fun. So, her brother, Jonathan, is kind of a genius, not quite to the point that their dad was, and not quite to the point that Ratchet is, because she designs all the upgrades and installs most of them in her dad's bots, and there's a lot of them. There's like close to 100 bots that she does all of this for. But Jonathan says, you know, I'm going to take that chip, that new upgrade that we developed to fix her malfunction. Her arm malfunctions a lot because hybridization is still a new science. So it'll tweak and spasm, and it'll short circuit the wiring that goes up into her brain to create the interface so it works like an arm. Which really, really hurts, I would imagine, because you're getting shock directly into your brain. So they developed this chip to help with the interface, that word that I've been using, and he takes the chip and he installs it in this Ratchet robot body that she created in hopes that the chip had downloaded her personality, her interests, her memory, everything that makes her her. Because the theory is that no matter what the body is, it's what's inside that counts. I don't know. At first it doesn't work, and then Scout, who's one of the bots who likes to mess with her and get unauthorized upgrades, shocks her. He short circuits her and brings actual real Ratchet to life, and then she finds out and she freaks out and starts yelling at her brother, and then she leaves and doesn't come back. But she goes with Cricket, who is her best friend, and there's kind of a love interesty thing going on with Cricket and Ratchet, because Cricket developed emotions without having an emotional upgrade because they weren't sure how they were going to actually swing that one. The whole film is mostly an exploration of how to be different in this society that is really kind of stagnant in their beliefs. I'm approaching it, you know, how to be comfortable with yourself, how to, you know, just be different in this society, because I'm emotionally unavailable and asexual, so that's not really the norm with a lot of people. I mean, not even in my own family. I'm like the only one that I know of, unless someone's keeping this big secret from me. So it's just kind of a coming of age, but it's about robots. Anyway, so that's what I've been working on this week. And before I sign off, I just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a monologue, because I am an actor and that's what I do. It's a back and forth conversation, but I've taken out Jonathan's bits because Ratchet's not listening to him anyway. So this is after she wakes up, after Scout shocks her, and she realizes that she's been installed in this robotic body that she wasn't supposed to have been installed in. Okay, so I hope you enjoy. What have you done? How dare you take such a risk with this bot? You knew from the beginning she was supposed to have her own existence and her own life. So why is it when I finally wake up, I find out that you've taken away all of her opportunity to fulfill any sort of anticipated plan I had for her? You had no right to do what you did. She was my bot, my creation. My final request of you was to keep her safe, not transplant my upgrade into her. Yes, it saved my life, but at what cost? You took a chance and you didn't even know if it would work. So why would you even try? I never asked to be put into a bot. Please don't sit there and tell me you did this for Cricket because he was heartbroken, or that you did this for me so I could have an actual life with him. Duncan Alexander may have wanted the hybrid so he could build an immortal life for others, but it was never something I wanted for myself. Thanks for listening to me ramble on for 8 minutes. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic evening / morning. It's almost 2 a.m. here in California. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Night!